established Rich coming right back at you. Last night, I realized something about myself. I got a lot of cards that I haven't played yet, and that hit me different. Because most people think if you have a lot of cards, you should throw them all on the table. If you make music, drop everything. If you take photos, post everything. If you got ideas, flood the market. Let the people see it all at once. But I've learned something. Volume is not strategy. Timing is strategy. Patience is strategy. Just because you can release something don't mean you should release it now. Just because you created it don't mean it's time for it yet. Some of us are losing power because we don't know when to hold on to something. And holding on is a skill. Discipline is a skill. See, when you have thought past the point of success, that's when you start moving different. When you've already imagined what happens after you win, you don't move desperate. You move calculated. You move quiet because you're not just trying to arrive. You planning for after you arrive. And that gives you confidence. That gives you patience. You start looking at your ideas different, your talent different. You start asking, when is the right time to play this card? Not how fast can I show this, but how hard would this hit if I wait? That's a different mindset. That's long game energy. And I ain't talking down to nobody. I'm talking to myself too. Because I've been guilty of trying to do everything. YouTube, music, producing, streaming, performing, all at once. Spread thin. And when you spread yourself thin, you don't master anything. You touch everything, but you build nothing. Now let's talk about mastery. Not talent, not potential, mastery. Because talent without discipline is just entertainment. Mastery is what builds empires. A lot of people want to be everything. Rapper, streamer, producer, actor, entrepreneur, influencer. But how do you master 5 things at once? You don't. You end up being decent in all of them and exceptional at none of them. And exceptional is what changes your life. Decent just keeps you busy. This is where the hard conversation comes in. What are you willing to put down for a year? What are you willing to ignore for a season? What are you willing to delay so you can dominate one lane? Because sometimes the smartest move is to pick the thing that can fund the other things. If YouTube can fund your music, then master YouTube first. If production can fund your performance dream, then master production first. Build one engine. Let that engine power the race. But people don't like that advice because it requires focus. And focus means you can't chase every trend. Focus means you're going to miss some attention. We live in an attention deficit world. Everybody wants to do something every day. Post something, drop something, announce something, tease something. But constant movement is not the same as progress. Sometimes it's just noise. If you master one thing and deliver it consistently, that builds trust. Trust builds an audience. An audience builds leverage, and leverage builds freedom. But if you never master nothing, you always gonna be starting behind somebody else. If an opportunity finally comes your way, you competing with people who've been studying that lane for years. They know the business. They know the rollout. They know the market. They know how to plan 6 months ahead. And that's another thing that bothers me. People involved in a field for 25 years without picking up a skill. You can't be around music for 25 years and never learn how to read a contract. You can't be around film and never learn editing. You can't be in content creation and not learn about analytics. If you're in the room, learn the room, study the room, understand the room, because one day you might have to run the room. And here's another hard truth. A lot of people become hang-arounds because they never develop a skill. They were present, but they weren't valuable. Presence without skill is not power. And that's not a judgment. That's just my observation. If you're gonna be in something, study the people who built it before you. Read, watch interviews, learn the business side, learn the mistakes they made. Don't just consume the highlights, study the process. Because when you master one thing, you gain a confidence that's different. It's not hype confidence, it's quiet confidence. It's the kind of confidence that don't need to flood the market. Let me bring y'all back where I started. I still got cards I haven't played yet. And that used to make me feel like I was behind, but now it makes me feel powerful. Because unplayed cards means options. Unplayed cards means strategy. When you don't have to show everything, you move different. When you're not desperate for attention, you make decisions calmly. And calm is a weapon. See, when you've already thought past your dream, you're not just trying to win. You asking what happens after I win. What am I going to build next? What do I become next? What skills do I need next? That's a different level of thinking. That's long game thinking. Long game thinking changes how you see the pieces you have right now. You stop looking at your ideas as things to dump. You start looking at them as assets to deploy. You give yourself time to build one thing strong. You give yourself time to become elite at something. And when you become elite at one thing, you can fund the rest. You can experiment without pressure. You can expand without panic. But if you never master anything, you always chasing, always posting, always announcing, always moving, but never arriving. I'm not above this. I'm learning in real time. When I tell y'all this, I'm telling myself too. When I say master one thing, I'm checking myself too. Because we all get caught in the idea that more is better. More content, more drops, more lanes, more noise. But depth beats volume. Discipline beats excitement. And timing beats impulse. If you can see your plan from a distance, you don't panic when nobody claps yet. If you've thought past your success, you don't rush success. You build for after success. So if you got cards you ain't played yet, that don't mean you late. It might mean you strategic. It might mean you thinking about longer than one moment. And in a world that moves fast, slow, calculated, focused energy stands out. I don't know who needed this today. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's me. But just think about it. No judgment. Just reflection and elevation. Like, comment, subscribe. Establish Rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.